Welcome back. Super Tuesday is well underway. Results in 2 states. We have a race in Georgia on the Republican side that is simply too close to call. Senator Barack Obama declared the winner in Georgia. We have, however, even though these results are early, we have some very interesting exit poll information, and Soledad O'Brien and Bill Snyder have been going through that, examining that tight race on the Republican side. Soledad and Bill.
Lou, thank you very much. You know, the question, of course, is why is it so close when you're looking at the Republican race in Georgia? And one answer to that is Huckabee's numbers, frankly. When you look at that 33%, I think is where he is right now, you can explain that with the exit polls. So first and foremost, it's about born-agains and evangelicals.
Born-agains and evangelicals, a very important constituency in the Georgia Republican Party. Take a look at this. 64% of the Republicans in Georgia, that's nearly 2/3 of the Republicans, describe themselves as born-again or evangelical Christians, which could be one main reason why Mike Huckabee is outpolling Mitt Romney at this point.
It's making Huckabee viable, and it's really hurting Romney at this point. Okay, now let's take a look at the qualities versus issues. We've seen this in exit poll after exit poll. What percentage of McCain voters, to start with, said that they voted for quality over issues?
This would be people who said they were voting for personal qualities. Now take a look. That was most of the McCain voters. 53% said personal qualities was what motivated their vote. In the case of Romney and Huckabee, it was just about 1/3. So there's a real split here among Republicans. Romney and Huckabee said their vote was driven by issues, by values. But McCain voters said, nope, they were voting on the basis of character and personal qualities.
One of the questions in the exit polls has been your opinion of the Bush administration. What were the numbers there?
Well, they were good because these are Republicans, after all, 70% positive. But there's a conspicuous 30% there among Republicans in Georgia, conservatives in a very conservative state. 30% had a negative evaluation of the Bush administration.
Who gets those votes, do you think?
Well, he may not want to acknowledge this, but in all the states where we've looked, including Georgia, those anti-Bush Republicans are going to John McCain. That's not most of the Republicans, but the Republicans who want change, anti-Bush Republicans, there is a change vote in the Republican Party, ladies and gentlemen, and John McCain is getting it.
More of your exit poll crunching can be found at cnnpolitics.com. Bill, thanks. Let's send it right back to Lou. Lou?
Thank you very much, Soledad. Bill, very interesting. We're now just about 11 minutes away from more CNN projections as 9 more states on this Super Tuesday are set for their poll closings. That's coming up 8 p.m. Eastern here. Let me turn to you, Gloria. This is an interesting relationship between John McCain as sort of the anti-Bush resort. What sense does that make?
Well, as I was saying earlier, people believe John McCain is a leader. Look at the exit polls. Says what he believes. He leads people in that sense. They believe that he's a truth teller. He doesn't beat Huckabee on shares my values because he may not be conservative enough. But he wins on experience and he wins on electability. They believe that he can beat whoever the Democratic nominee is going to be, and they like the guy. And personal qualities, as Soledad and Bill were just saying, are really important, and McCain wins on those voters who believe that personal qualities are really important in choosing a president of the United States.
Bill Bennett, is this some sort of disconnect between the national media, which has been criticizing John McCain severely for changing his position on illegal immigration, comprehensive immigration reform, that has been criticizing him severely for a history of anger and intemperate response to some of his august colleagues in the Senate?
Yes, Lou, there is a disconnect between the national media and many of the American people. Yes. I'm going to break it to you here. No. There is that. But there also is what Gloria says. A very interesting article that there is no profile of the McCain supporter. Right. It's from all over the map.
Is that a good thing?
Oh, I think it is a good thing. Certainly it's a good thing in general. The question is, does he have enough support from the people he has to have support from to win the nomination?
Well, we're going to begin to get those answers here tonight, and we'll be right back with our coverage of Super Tuesday. 9 more states, their polls are about to close. Stay with us as our coverage here on CNN continues. Well, Well, the suspense is building. We're now just about 5.5 minutes away from poll closings in 9 more states on this Super Tuesday. We're getting far more information out of the state of Georgia now as that count proceeds. Let's turn to John King, who has the basis for some further analysis for us. John.
Oh, Lou, we're going to look at the map here. Here's the state of Georgia, and as you notice, it's just starting to fill in. And this is the key number right here because we're only at 2% reporting. So it's very, very early, and things are likely to change and can change, and let me show you one of the reasons why. But with 2% in, you've got McCain ahead, Huckabee, and Romney running third, but again, 2%. So let's not bet too much on that result. But let's show you one place that's interesting. This is Gwinnett County, just north of Atlanta, 7% of the state population, one of those key Republican suburban areas, a big part of the state. And right now, let me clear the map. Right now here you've got Romney running ahead just barely, though, of Huckabee. And again, a very small number of votes there. But this is one of the places we want to watch all night long. And I want to show you the call around Atlanta. Gwinnett County is one of the places, just right here, DeKalb County right below it. Then we come over here to Fulton County. In those 3 counties, Lou, right here, 25% of the Republican vote, 25% of the state population, excuse me, is right here, and this is where most of your suburban Republicans are coming in. Now let's pull back out to statewide and get rid of the telestrator for a minute, come back out, cancel that circle so it doesn't confuse you, and let's take another quick look at what we're seeing. We talked earlier about how down in the southern part of the state, much more conservative, social conservative, rural. You see them, some of these counties beginning to fill in for Mike Huckabee. That is his shade, the pinkish color. If he's going to carry the state, if Mike Huckabee's going to be competitive in Georgia, he needs this part of the map to go with his color. You also see him doing well up here in some of these rural areas here. Romney in the conservative counties out here. Another place to watch throughout the night. No votes in at all yet. This is Liberty County right here, the home of Fort Stewart, Georgia, one of the military communities where John McCain has done well in South Carolina and other states. We'll want to watch down here. Not much in terms of the population, but John McCain, this needs to light up pink for John McCain if John McCain is going to be winning Georgia tonight. But Lou, again, we are at 2% of the vote statewide, but the fact that we're seeing in many of these states, remember, we've seen only McCain or Romney's colors, or only McCain and Huckabee's colors. The fact that we're beginning to see all 3 candidates' colors fill in as we go county by county by county tells you early on that we have a very competitive race in Georgia, and the places where most of the votes will come from are right up here around Atlanta. But in a close race, if it is very close, you're going to want to look everywhere else, too, because some of these smaller counties can make a difference if it stays as close as we see it just now, Lou.
Okay, John. John King analyzing what's happening with Georgia. He will continue to do so as other states start entering our bank of counts here on votes. We have 9 states about to close. We're about just a little under 3 minutes now away from that poll closing. I want to turn, if I may, over to you, Paul Begala. Where will Senator Clinton, in this contest with Senator Obama, where will she have to make inroads and show strength?
Well, I think she wants to reach up, for example, into Massachusetts. That should be Obama's state. The governor there, Deval Patrick's a close friend of Barack's, endorsed him early, and then John Kerry, and then the big kahuna, Teddy Kennedy. But, you know, a lot of Democrats up there have been saying, surprisingly, she's doing quite well there. You know, alternatively, she needs to watch her back in New Jersey. That's her backyard, and Obama's running surprisingly strong in New Jersey.
You know, Lou, she was up 17 points just 2 weeks ago in Massachusetts. So, I mean, you know, she was doing real well for a long time there. And so, absolutely.
Yeah, but I mean, Teddy Kennedy weighed in. I mean, come on.
No, I understand Ted Kennedy.
He's the greatest politician in Massachusetts.
I understand that, but you can't discount the fact that she was doing very well there based upon the numbers. And so, obviously, Ted Kennedy does make a difference. So, it's not like he's been leading there for all this time.
Another thing to look at, Lou, is the difference in the vote total between Illinois and in New York. How well does Obama do in Illinois, which is his home state? How well does Senator Clinton do in New York, which is her home state? Does Obama have a foothold there? And that may happen.
Is New York really her home state or really Arkansas?
Well, no, seriously. This is where she's got the benefit of a couple of
We're going to let you resolve this. We've got 9 states just about to have their polls closed. We're going to turn, we got some projections coming up as soon as they do, I understand as well. We're going to turn to Wolf Blitzer. Wolf.
Thanks very much, Lou. We're getting ready to make some projections at the top of the hour, a little bit more than a minute from now. Let's update our viewers. In Georgia, as we know, Barack Obama, we've projected he will be the winner. On the Republican side, we have not been able to make a projection. Look what's going on over here. With 2% of the precincts now reporting, Mike Huckabee has taken a slight lead over John McCain, 36% for Huckabee, McCain 35%, Romney at 25%. If you take a look at the actual numbers, numbers, though, the numbers still remain tiny at this point. Only 2% of the precincts. 5,200 for Huckabee, 5,017 for McCain, 3,500 or so for Romney, 339 for Ron Paul. But coming up within 30 seconds, as you can see, these 9 states will be closing their polls. And we're going to be able to talk a little bit about what is happening in these states, some projections that are now going on based on the extensive exit polling that we've been doing throughout the day. These are states that could be significant and showing some trends, what's going on around the country on this, what effectively is almost a national primary for the Democrats and the Republicans. So let's pause and get ready. And look at this. We can now project that on the Republican side, John McCain will carry Connecticut, and it's 27 delegates. John McCain, winner take all. We project he will win in Connecticut. Massachusetts, the home state of Mitt Romney, we project that Mitt Romney will carry his home state of Massachusetts. Illinois, let's take a look at Illinois right now. We can project that John McCain will carry Illinois, an important win for him, Illinois. On these other states, though, right now on the Republican side, we cannot make any projections, whether in Tennessee, New Jersey, Delaware, Oklahoma, some of these other states. We cannot project a winner, but Illinois, an important win for John McCain. Let's walk back and take a look on the Democratic side. Right now, we can project a winner in his home state of Illinois, Barack Obama. This is not a great surprise. He represents Illinois in the United States Senate. We project he will carry Illinois, and we also are projecting that Hillary Clinton will carry Oklahoma. This is a state she's devoted some energy to. She will win in Oklahoma. We can project based on the extensive exit polling that we've been doing. But in the other states, the other 7 states that are closing at this hour, we cannot yet make any projections, whether in New Jersey or Massachusetts, Tennessee, Missouri, Alabama, or Delaware, or Connecticut for that matter. We do project, as you see, the check mark next to Barack Obama in Illinois and the check mark next to Hillary Clinton in Oklahoma. So this process moving forward right now, important projections at the top of this hour. But as we get more votes, we'll be able to make some more projections based on the actual voting results that are coming in precinct by precinct in these states. Let's take a look at what we know so far on this Super Tuesday. These wins, the dark blue is Barack Obama. The light blue is for Hillary Clinton. We've projected so far, based on our early estimates, Barack Obama so far is going to get 14 delegates, and Hillary Clinton will get 4. But remember, it takes a lot longer to determine how many delegates in each state, especially on the Democratic side, will accrue for these 2 presidential candidates, because all of the delegates in every one of these states on the Democratic side are proportionally distributed based on their congressional districts. And you can see, even as I've been speaking, we've now moved up our estimate to 30 delegates for Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton 4. But remember, needed to be nominated on the Democratic side, 2,025 delegates. And you can see the yellow states are the states in play today, and so far we've projected that Barack Obama will win in Georgia. We've projected he will win in Illinois as well. That is his home state. Hillary Clinton, we've projected, will carry Oklahoma. This is all relatively early in the process. Let's take a look at the Republican side right now. John McCain is the dark red. The lighter red is Mike Huckabee. The sort of brownish is Mitt Romney, and we've projected that John McCain will carry Connecticut and Illinois, and Mitt Romney will carry his home state of Massachusetts, as you can see right now. In terms of the delegates, which is all important, obviously, as we go towards the Republican convention in St. Paul later in the summer. 27 delegates we've projected. So far, early estimate, these numbers are going to change very rapidly as the night goes on. 18 for Huckabee. So far, 0 for Mitt Romney, even though we've projected Massachusetts will go for him. That's a state where they're going to have to divide up those delegates based on some complicated formula involving proportionality. Lou is going to be back in a little while later tonight. But let's go to Anderson Cooper. He's got the best political team on television watching all of this. So another win for Obama in his home state of Illinois, a win for Hillary Clinton in Oklahoma, 2 wins for McCain and